Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make a quick video before I went off to work today about the ways that I cope with infertility. While infertility is the main thing on my mind, I think about having a baby every single day, almost all day, every day. There are ways that I distract myself and try and keep myself relaxed and stress free through this whole thing. And I figured maybe someone out there might want some ideas on how they can cope with infertility or anything that really is bothering them, and kind of put some people's minds at ease who maybe think that I'm too stressed out. Which, let me say, I am stressed out all the time, but the infertility is probably the least stressful thing that I deal with on a daily basis. If you're a parent, you should know this. So I have a list here. I wrote it down. You can't see it, but excuse me if I look down. That's just because I got to read off the list real quick. So the main thing that I do that keeps me distracted and helps me get through the day and helps me cope is work. If you don't know, I work at the library, what's called a library assistant. That means I do a lot of the checking in books, checking out books, shelving books, processing books, putting them in the system, different things like that. I'm there to help the librarians in any way that I can. So that keeps me pretty busy. It's a full-time job. I work 5 days a week. I do a lot of different things, like those things I just mentioned, but my favorite thing to do currently is making displays for books. I don't have a really great area to work with at the library. I just have a shelf and I put books on top of it and try and make like a poster or something. But it's really fun. I love to create things. Each month I come up with maybe a different theme that's fitting of the season or the holidays or something like that. I create like a poster, I slap it up there, put some books out, and those books get seen. Maybe books that haven't been seen because they're shoved away somewhere in a shelf. So those books get seen, they get checked out. I get to find really cool books that I didn't know that we had in our library, and it's really fun. I also am working on teen programming, which basically is what it sounds like. Different programs to bring the teenagers into our library, give them something to do. Our library doesn't really offer a whole lot in the way of teen programming, so I've been doing a lot of research. I have a lot of really cool ideas, and this year for summer reading, the Summer of Wonder, as we're calling it, I'll be planning at least 6 programs for teens. That's typically a librarian's job, but our librarian is more into the adult type material, fiction and stuff like that, and I don't think really relates to the teenagers as well as I might. Plus, I really wanted to expand on what I do every day. I don't want to spend every day just shelving books or just adding books. So this has been really fun, and it really keeps me distracted. I have to do a lot of different research on what I want to do, the materials I'll need, how much it costs. So that throughout the day kind of keeps me thinking about something else, and it's not really that stressful. So yeah, that's what I do at work, and I love it, and it helps me. Another thing I do kind of along the same lines as work is read. I mean, I work in a library, so of course I'm going to be reading. I read mostly fiction. I've started looking for infertility books. I hadn't been reading them because for this whole 2.5 year journey, I hadn't been ovulating. So there wasn't much help out there for me because the only thing I could do was see my doctor and maybe change my diet or like things I already knew. So now my body is starting to get back on track In fact, TMI moment, I'm on cycle day 3. If you don't know what that means, look it up. And it's really exciting because it means that I'm starting to get more regular. So I've been scouring our website for different books on fertility. I actually found one at work. It's Be Fruitful. I have not read it yet. I plan on reading it today. Other than that, right now, don't judge me. I'm reading Grey, of the Christian Grey, 50 Shades of Grey novels. I've read it already, but I'm rereading it mainly because it's something I have already read. It's easy, it's distracting. You know, when I'm on the bus coming home, I can read that. It doesn't keep me so distracted that I'm going to miss my stop. When I'm at work, if I'm on the desk and it's slow, I can read it, and then when someone comes up to check out books, if I have to put it down, it doesn't bother me. I'm not that into it. However, I am waiting for the 3rd book of the Miss Peregrine series. If you haven't read the Miss Peregrine School for Peculiar Children, I suggest picking it up. It's by Ransom Riggs. It has these really awesome old photographs in it. And I just found out that Tim Burton actually turned it into a movie. It's coming out in September. I can't wait for it. I'm waiting for my book to come in, my hold. I think like 7th in line for the 3rd book of the trilogy. So that's exciting, and it kind of keeps me distracted. Another thing that I do to get through every day is the most obvious, really, after work, is I come home and I spend time with my daughter, and I enjoy her company, and you know, I watch TV with her, and I read books with her, and I try and do some art projects with her. I ask her about her day at school, and she kind of goes off. She loves school. So I found out about her magic show she had yesterday and this morning. She told me all about it this morning as we were getting ready. And I love that because it reminds me that I do have something to be grateful for. I do have a child that is amazing, and I can't wait to give her a sibling. And it's distracting because, you know, I'm already spending time with this amazing little person that I created, and I'm turning her into hopefully an even more amazing person. So every day I get to be her mom, and that is so awesome, and it keeps me going, and it distracts me from the fact that even if I don't ever have another child, at least I have this one, and I can be proud of that. So, excuse me. So that's awesome. Along with that, like I said, I try and do craft projects with her. If you don't know me personally, then you'll learn that I love arts and crafts. I do all kinds of different arts and crafts. I like to paint, I like to draw. I'm not really good at it, but I like to do it. I like to create scrapbooks. I love paper crafts. In fact, for my wedding, I created paper roses as my bouquet, and as like the boutonnieres and the flower girl stuff. Like, everything I did was made out of paper. It was a long process, but it was so fun, and it really kept me distracted from this infertility thing that I suffer from. I make boxes, memory boxes for people. Anytime someone has a baby, I like to make one for them, because then that gives them a little box that they could put all their hospital keepsakes in, or whatever they like, really. I have 2 for Layla. I made one, and my aunt made one. I recently created an infertility box that I'm now calling my box of hope, because in this box I put all these baby things that maybe I've seen in the store. They're not too expensive, and I think if I have another baby, when I have another baby, I'm going to want that. So I'm going to buy it now, put it aside, and sometimes I go in there and I look at it and give myself that little nudge that I need, that little hope that I need to get through the day. And creating that box, it just was putting paper on it and stuff, but it was so therapeutic for me. It was even though it was making me think about a baby, it wasn't stressing me out. It was making me feel better. It was making me feel hopeful. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand, is that when you're TTC, trying to conceive, and you focus on baby, not all of it is about stress. A lot of it is about hope, and faith for a lot of people. So I'll do crafting and kind of zone out of things. I can only really do it when Layla's asleep or maybe at grandmom's or something, but it really helps. And if you don't do that, if you aren't a crafter, I suggest trying something. Go on Pinterest, there's a bajillion things you could find that are really simple and really fun and really therapeutic. Um, Along with my box of hope, I listen to a lot of music, and mostly I listen to a band called Blue October. I was introduced to Blue October about 6 years ago from a friend, and she put on a song. It's called X Amount of Words, and she's like, "You have to hear this." And I fell in love with that song, and I went on YouTube and found out like a ton of things about this band and all kinds of music, and they have become like my religion. If you don't know already, I'm an atheist. I'm very respectful of other people's religions. I just don't have one for myself. And Blue October, this band, has become my religion. You know, when I need hope, when I need faith, when I need to cry, when I feel happy, this is the band that I turn to in the way that many people turn to God. So every day I'm listening to their music. I'm at work, on my way home from work. I put it on, it makes me feel better, and it's just very therapeutic for me. Sometimes I'll just lay down, put my headphones on, put on some of their songs, and kind of zone out and almost like meditate, I guess, or pray, or whatever you want to call it, and it really is relaxing. If you don't know Blue October, go on YouTube, look them up. For infertility purposes, the song that I find helpful a lot recently is called Jump Rope. It's a song that the lead singer slash writer wrote for his daughter, basically saying that life is a jump rope. You have your ups and you have your downs, but time moves on, and you'll move on. And they're alternative rock. They have a violinist. They're Texas based. They're really cool. Look them up. I suggest it. They're amazing. They've changed my life. Another thing that I do to cope and to relax is shop. Hello, girl here. Shopping is what makes everything better. And I shop for my daughter mostly. You know, every time I'm in the store and I see something Ninja Turtles, I'm like, I need to buy this for her. I shop for myself sometimes. Yesterday I bought lipstick for myself. If you don't know me in my personal life, you'll know that me buying lipstick is a huge deal. I don't really wear it. Wearing it right now, though. And I'm just trying to relax and think of ways that I could feel better about me without having another baby. On the same token, I guess, I did buy something baby related for my box of hope. Check it out on Instagram. Stalking the stork. It's a teething bib, but I thought this is so cool, and by the time I get pregnant, I might not be able to find it, so let me get it now. And it's gender neutral, and I love it, and I can't wait to have a baby to put it on. But shopping is, yeah, it's always therapeutic. I'll buy shoes, I buy whatever. Music, I'll go buy CDs or movies. Notebooks, I'm a fan of notebooks. I just buy them all the time. And I never really write in them, so I have a whole stack of notebooks sitting around that aren't really getting used, but I'm finding uses for them. Another thing I do to relax and cope is Pinterest. Those of you who are TTC, I think you all probably know what I'm talking about. Pinterest is where we go to plan everything. I mean, I have a gender reveal party planned I have my baby showers planned if I have another one for boy and girl. I have nursery, I have baby tips, I have pregnancy tips, I have announcements that I'll use for Facebook. I mean, I have everything on Pinterest. I can lose myself in Pinterest all day if I allow myself to. It's very relaxing, and despite the fact that I'm looking for baby things, it's another thing that relaxes me and gives me that hope. It's like one day I'm going to use this tip with my new little baby, you know? Or one day I'm going to hunt down this nursery set for the baby that I'm going to have. And that's really, it feels so good. It's a little upsetting sometimes, obviously, because you then think, I don't have that baby right now. But for the most part, I try and stay positive and say, this is for my future baby. I'm going to have this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to look this pin up again. I'm going to have it on my board, and I'm going to need it. So if you don't do that, I suggest maybe trying it. You know, Pinterest, you can find anything on there. I find recipes on there. I find things for my pets. I find crafts for my daughter for every single holiday. Go to Pinterest, create boards. You know, it's relaxing. Along with Pinterest is social media, especially now. I've kind of come out of the infertility closet, as it's been called, and have let everybody know. And I kind of, even after I came out of the closet, I was still kind of subdued. I wouldn't really post anything about my infertility, maybe every once in a while when I was feeling really down. But ever since I started this YouTube channel and I've been speaking my feelings and telling people what I'm going through, it has been the most relaxing thing I have ever done on this TTC journey. This has been more helpful than journaling, Pinterest, music, any of that. Other than work and family, this has been the most therapeutic thing for me. And I'm so excited to be doing it, and I'm so excited that people are actually watching it. And I have a couple of subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing. That's awesome. Every time I see I have another view or another subscriber, I'm like, that feels so good because somebody's listening to me at least, and it just makes me feel validated in even doing this. I didn't think anybody would even be interested, and I've got a lot of positive feedback, and I'm so appreciative, and it feels so amazing. So thank you guys. Thank everybody who has commented, mostly on my private Facebook, but really, this has been the most helpful, and I'm so appreciative to have this opportunity, this platform for people to kind of get a different insight on something maybe they didn't know about, or maybe relate to somebody. If you're TTC, if you have secondary infertility, unexplained infertility, if you're trying to have your first baby or your fifth baby, I'm here to listen. I'm here to talk with you. I'm here to just say, I get it. My next video is going to be things that you should not say to someone who's trying to conceive, because I feel like a lot of people want to give advice and they think they're being helpful, and a lot of times they're not. But I know because I've been there. So if you're trying to conceive, message me, comment, look me up on my Instagram. You can comment on there. I'm here to be that ear that you need, to vent, to swap TTC stories. I don't know a whole lot about things like temping because I don't do that yet. Although I'm starting the temp next cycle. I don't know much about charting and all that stuff because I haven't ovulated, so I hadn't needed that. But just as emotional support, I'm here. So just know that, ladies, I really want to connect with other women who are trying to conceive. So message me. And that's really all that I personally do to relax and kind of distract myself. I've heard a lot of other different things. Women are knitting and crocheting. That goes along with the crafting. If you know how to do that, do that. If you don't, try and learn. I'm gonna try and get my mom to teach me how to crochet a little bit, because I want to be able to make my own like baby hats or something to help me. But if you know, then do that. Make a baby blanket. Make it and put it in your box of hope. Make a box of hope. Put your stuff in there. It's relaxing, you know, and it will feel good. And maybe make a baby blanket or something for someone else, someone you know who's pregnant, because we all know someone who's pregnant. And we love those people. So even if you're a little upset, maybe kind of make something for them and give it to them and feel good that you've created something for someone else, and then make one for yourself. I don't know. Another thing I hear a lot of people doing who are trying to conceive and trying to be stress free and trying to relax. It's not something I personally do, but that's pray. Again, I don't have a religion, so I don't do that. I do that with music. But if you have faith, don't lose that. You know, put yourself in the mindset that things are going to work for you. And if you know, do what it is that you need to do within yourself, within your religion, within your community, to give yourself that hope and that faith that you're going to have that family that you want. Because really, that's the hardest thing to do, is have that hope and that faith, but it's the most important, because otherwise we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves to depression, we lose ourselves to anxiety, and we don't want to do that, because as much as people say don't stress, we do stress, but we can try and find ways to relax and or I don't want to say relax because I hate that word, but we can try and find ways to cope and to keep going forward. So if you are trying to conceive, maybe try some of the things I suggested. Another thing I've heard is adult coloring. I really want to get the Harry Potter adult coloring book and some colored pencils, because I love coloring. I do it with Layla all the time. But I want my own coloring book that kind of she can't steal and say, no, I want to do this picture, because she always fights me over the pictures that I want to color. Once I want to color one, she wants to color it. So I got to get my own adult coloring book. Try it. I mean, it's been all over the internet. It's like the newest fad. But hey, if they're talking about it, it must work. So I got to get going. I have to be at work soon. I'll upload this when I can. Subscribe and comment. If you have any other ideas on things that can be relaxing or de-stressing or anything like that, comment down below. Let me know. Let other people know, because I'm always trying to find ways to keep myself distracted, to give myself hope. And I know other people are too. So subscribe and comment and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to have pictures of my family up there. You know, I'm going to put items of my box of hope in there. And I don't know. It just will be a little different than me talking to you. So Instagram.com stalking_the_stork. So look me up. Like this video if you think it's cool. If not, you can give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!